Greetings once again, pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with more One Piece. Previously, Luffy and Lucci got into their long-awaited rematch, but with Luffy's new awakened abilities up against Lucci's awakened abilities, it was pretty obvious who was going to win. But Lucci did put up a pretty big fight, and after getting beaten down by Luffy, it didn't take long before Lucci was right back up again, thanks to that awakened Zoan recovery ability. But Luffy's group ultimately fled from the scene in order to get to Dr. Vegapunk, who they plan on helping escape from Egghead Island. Meanwhile, Sentomaru has been taken down by ZP0, meaning that the Seraphim are now under the Cypher Pole's control. And as I've said before, Lucci is not here to take down Luffy. Honestly, he's not even supposed to touch Luffy. Yonko status what? Yeah, I know that was kind of cringe. But all Lucci and his crew have to do is take down the Vegapunk. And we've already seen that while Luffy can fend off Lucci, people can still be caught in the crossfire. So a pirate protection service against trained assassins? Who will win? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Man, this cover spread. Once again, Uta. Long after the movie has released in Japan, Film Red is still setting the world ablaze. And honestly, the popularity of Uta has pretty much transcended the movie at this point. I'm kind of shocked, but I also kind of love it. Did you see Film Red? Let me know in the comments. Alright, we pick up with Bartholomew Kuma after he managed to use his ability to fling himself from the Kamabaka Kingdom. And he's coming up fast on the red line. This is One Piece chapter 1071, The Heroes Deploy. And we pick up at the red port at the base of the red line, where Kuma slams into it like a friggin' bullet right above the world government symbol. You hear people at the red port screaming in terror, and the people see in the smoking crater calling out, "It's Bartholomew Kuma! What? Where did he come from? It's Kuma, the Celestial Dragon's invincible slave! What's he doing here?" As Kuma's just sprawled out on the floor. "Who recently escaped from the land of the gods? What does it mean?" Then Kuma just rises up and the people start running away. "Ah, he's moving!" An announcement comes in the northeast part of the island, near the Bondola loading area, former warlord of the sea, Bartholomew Kuma, has appeared. Dispatch Marines on the double. All citizens are required to leave the area at once. He is considered dangerous. And Kuma's just breathing heavily as he looks up at the red line. Is it his programming causing him to return to St. Carlos and his family? Or is it something else? A lot of us thought it was Bonnie, but I'm really wondering at this point. Or is it simply that Egghead's on the other side of the red line? The announcement goes on, "He is a slave of the Celestial Dragons and no longer possesses a human will. His current programming directive is unknown. Beware." We then cut back to Future Island Egghead, New World. And I guess Lucci is commanding the Cypherpole agents, capture every location Vegapunk might use to escape the island. And the agents say, "Yes, sir." You see the Cypherpole agents moving out, with Lucci saying, "Destroy the ships if you must." And they say, "Yes, sir." Lucci, Stussy, and Kaku all look up towards the labriophage, with Lucci saying, "We have control over the Seraphim now, but how will we drag him out of there? That frontier dome is a big problem." Kaku says, "It packs a stiff punch." Stussy says, "So, you don't intend to listen to the Navy, Lucci?" "So you don't intend to listen to the Navy, Lucci?" Rob Lucci says, "I do not view Straw Hat as an emperor." That argument. Stussy simply says, "Good grief." And we see Shaka watching these events from the control room, and he says, "The agents are rushing to block the routes off the island. They might completely box us in, and the Vega Force 1 can only fly within the island's bound. An incisive strategy they've deployed against us." Lilith is brandishing a weapon saying, "We're gonna fight, yeah? We gotta avenge Atlas. I'm raring to go." Pythagoras tries to calm her down, saying, Actually, They shouldn't be able to get up here. While Vegapunk himself says, so there's no way to avoid fighting, even in the course of escape. York is in the back, munching away at some food, saying, what's up, something fun? While Edison says, oh, Eureka! A revolutionary new idea! Even in a time like this. While Shaka just sighs and says, Lilith, don't just run off on some mindless offensive. Lilith snaps back saying, what? What's so wrong with fighting back against some idiots trying to kill us? I actually love having all the Vegapunks interacting. And while Vegapunk tries to calm them down saying, now, and Lilith is in a huff, Shaka explains, our goal is not to fight back. It's to ensure the Stella escape. We are satellite. If we have to sacrifice ourselves, it will be well worth it in service of the Stella's safety. Fighting to satisfy your own whims will only bring us down. Lilith gets in Shaka's face saying, oh, listen to the good little boy arguing what's right. I hate your righteous guts. And Shaka simply says, I'll survive. Meanwhile, Vegapunk simply says, oh, poor Sentomaru. This is the thanks you get for being so faithful. I'm sorry. But then Pythagoras asks him, what is the call? We do have one more ally on the ship, on the island. And while York is fast asleep, Edison jumps up saying, no wait, if you're talking about who I think you are, then taking our side would mean being driven out of home and chased by the government. But Vegapunk is literally already on the Den Mushi with the person telling him, well, you heard the stakes. I request our help out of this mess. While Edison and Pythagoras says no hesitation at all to beg for his life. I mean, yeah, he wants to live. The person on the Den Mushi says, of course, I've been waiting for your order. I wonder who it is. Maybe Smoker? It would be pretty cool if it was Smoker. And then they hang up with Vegapunk saying, whoa, we're getting help, folks. Edison jumps up saying, as long as CP0 is out of the picture, escape is honestly a piece of cake. It'll just mean taking a ride with the Straw Hat Stella. Lilith then says, I'll escort you to the port in the Vega Force 1. While Shaka says, do that, Lilith. Let's hurry. And Lilith immediately says, I don't take orders from you. So ultimately, Lilith is pretty loyal when it comes to Vegapunk himself, but everyone else she could care less about. Vegapunk then turns to the Straw Hat saying, well, folks, I got a request. We're ready, so may I request a spot on your ship? 4-7. 4-7. Usopp says, 7? All of the Vegapunks? Nami says, ew, no. While Sanji says, is Lilith included? Then I'm all for it. I guess he's only seen York when she's a little bloated. And Frankie says, a voyage with the 7 greatest scientists in the world? You can tell he's excited. We then cut to inside the lab, where you see Bonnie just rushing through the lab, angry like a bat out of hell, as Luffy says, wait, stop, Bonnie. And Bonnie's just not listening to Luffy or Chopper, saying, Vegapunk, I'll get you for those bugs. Still blaming him for the bugs being entrapped into the laser sword with which he was trying to kill Vegapunk with. Chopper says, now she's just mad about the insects. And Luffy chases behind her saying, hey, I promised that old guy I'd help him escape. Don't beat him up. But then suddenly an alert comes over and catches Luffy's attention. An announcement says, Lavo Phase Defense System, Frontier Dome activated. Frontier Dome activated. Frontier Dome activated. And while York is continuing to eat, this catches both Lilith and Shaka's attention, with Shaka saying, why? Who did that? What's the meaning of this? Oh, it's saying Frontier Dome deactivated. Frontier Dome deactivated. Huh. Do they have someone on the inside? Lilith asks Pythagoras, is someone in the control room? Pythagoras says, no, I don't see anyone on the monitor. That's strange. Meanwhile, down below, Lucci asks, what's going on? Kaku says, if that's what it sounds like, this is our golden opportunity, Lucci. The barrier's down. Lucci says, wait, it could be a trap. Seems a little too convenient for them to be having technical issues. And we get a close-up of Stussy, who questions this, but I don't know. It's hard to tell what Stussy knows and what she doesn't know. But all 3 of them uses, what was it, Geppo? Moonwalk or whatever? And proceed to jump up towards the Labo phase, with Kaku saying, see? There, see? Golden opportunity. Lucci says, so at the moment when his life is in the balance, The heavens have forsaken Vegapunk. Is that it? Well, Stussy says, do you suppose that's the Straw Hat pirate ship? Well, Kaku says, ooh, and a spiffy robot. Seeing the Vega Force 1. Lucci says, no wonder we didn't see their ship below. Let's destroy it now. Kaku smiles a sinister smile, saying in a jiffy, Stormleg, Sky Slicer, and sends out a massive energy slice towards the Straw Hat ship. Meanwhile, Zoro, who's sprawled out asleep, instantly wakes up, unsheaths his sword, and blocks the energy slice from Kaku. Kaku says, what was that? And then Zoro's eyes meet Kaku, who says, who dares to disturb my nap? And Kaku says in shock, Rora Nora. It's the showdown I've been waiting for. How good have you gotten, Kaku? Meanwhile, back in the control room, Pythagoras says, Shaka, the Frontier Dome has been restored, but we let CP0 get inside. Shaka says, oh, drat, we were too late. They're going after the Straw Hat ship then. Oh, we see Kaku and Zoro going at it. Kaku doesn't even have his swords with him, though. Weird. I figured he pulled them out or something. But Zoro and Kaku are just going at it. Like literally a fight on sight, baby. Pythagoras says, yes, it was seen that the ship guards are in combat at the moment. Ooh, does that mean Brook is taking on Lucci and Stussy? Or at the very least, Lucci. Stussy hasn't really been combat active for a hot minute. Shaka says, we must hurry to assist before we lose our only means of escape. Lilith once again brandishes her weapon from before, saying, there, you see? I told you we were going to fight. I wonder, did Lilith cause this because she wanted to throw down or something? It's hard to tell. Meanwhile, Sanji notices someone in the distance as Luffy says, hey you guys, and Nami calls out to him. And as everyone meets up, someone says, huh? Oh, it was Luffy saying, huh? We're leaving already? But we just got here. Come on, I want to relax. While Chopper says, lots of noise outside. Usopp says, yeah, I do too, but remember, this is a government island. With Nami saying, you saw Rob Lucci, didn't you? Well, I think it's either Sanji or Luffy who says, but oh, have you seen Bonnie, a pretty girl with long hair? It's probably Sanji. It doesn't look like it's directed from Sanji. Weird. But Robin says, speaking of which, has anyone seen Vegapunk? Meanwhile, said people are currently engaging in a game of cat and mouse with Bonnie desperately trying to whap Vegapunk and Vegapunk desperately trying not to be whapped. Vegapunk says, stop Bonnie, I'm in a hurry, but I promise, I'll explain. Would you just let me speak? Bonnie says, shut up. Can you turn my father back or not? Those are your only two options. Vegapunk says, then, no, I can't, I'm sorry, but there's a good reason. I feel like we're beating around the bush of some revelation with Bonnie and Vegapunk. But between Vegapunk being so eccentric and a perfectionist, he has something that would be just as good, but he still would see it as a failure. So he's not telling Bonnie that it's an actual viable solution. Meanwhile, Bonnie, with the way that Vegapunk keeps beating around the bush, it just makes her more and more angry, and she's so impulsive that she's not willing to listen to any other options. It's the perfect storm of shenanigans. A classic Oda move. Meanwhile, we pick up in a stretch of sea in the New World, where we pick up with the Kid Pirates of all people. First we picked up with Law, now we're picking up with Kid. I'm loving it. Man, so much is happening in this chapter, jeez. Like, there's still content? The Kid Pirates say, whoa, why is that fish so huge? Oh snap, are they at Elbath? Killer's looking at some paper, but then calls out, get up kid, we reached land. Shall we disembark? Kid, who's laying down, says, shall we? You gotta ask? What island in the world could possibly make us hesitate to... But then Killer says, well, I'm fairly sure this island is the home of the giant, Elbath. Kid pops up quickly saying, Elbath? Oh snap. Oh boy. I see who's on this page. He's finally back. We pick up at Navy HQ Base G14, where Vice Admiral Dahl says, you can't do this, Vice Admiral Garp. We're just about to set sail for Egghead. Don't undercut our manpower. Garp laughs, saying, hey, lighten up, Dahl. Dahl's talking to him on the Den Mushi, saying, this isn't funny, Garp. Also, if you're really going to go pick a fight with the Emperor's Island, I assume you must have permission from higher up. Garp says, huh? Why is that? That's such a Garp move. With Doll saying, how many decades have you been in the Navy? Garp just laughs, saying, it's fine, it's fine. I'm already here anyway. Doll saying, already where? And we see he's already just outside of G14. With Garp shouting, Helmeppo, get out here! With Hibari saying, is that a pirate? Someone's calling out Helmeppo by name. He's gonna kill him. But Helmeppo says, oh, it's Vice Admiral Garp's ship. Hibari says, Vice Admiral Garp? With Helmeppo saying, oh, thank goodness. It's Kobe. Blackbeard's got Kobe, and there's nothing I can do. Garp just sighs, saying, oh, quit your weeping, boy. Here's what we'll do. Get on board. We're gonna sail for the pirate island full of lead. Wipe the floor with those pirates and rescue Captain Kobe. Ah, Garp, man of action. With both Helmeppo and Hibari calling out, Vice Admiral Garp. Oh, man, hell yeah. Garp ain't leaving one of his boys in the lurch. He's gonna go in Rambo style, guns a-blazing. If anyone could get the job done, it's Garp. Man, this chapter was crazy bananas. So Garp's gonna team up with Helmeppo and Hibari to go rescue Kobe. That's gonna be awesome. Either they're gonna get wrecked or they're gonna do some wrecking. Doll's team seems to be planning on heading to Egghead. I don't know if it's to back up CP0 or what. It's really hard to tell because we really don't know who Vegapunk was talking to. Maybe it was Doll. I mean, she doesn't wear her captain's cloak and everything, which is very rare for a lot of Marines. The only time you really see Marines not wearing their, captain garb is usually when they're undercover. But, I mean, she's in her own base. I mean, maybe that's it. I mean, we've seen a few occasions when, captains are in their base. They don't always wear their decked out uniform when they're at their home base. But Kid is the first to arrive at Elbaf. Oh man, I wonder what's gonna happen there. But I've had this feeling for a long time that we would have since we've had so much of Luffy and Law, Elbaf would be a Luffy and Kid situation, which I was kind of hoping for, because my thing has been that Oda has wanted to make it so that, Kid is Luffy's rival. I mean, Law's Luffy's rival, but they're rivals. Kind of friendly rival. Well, more friend on Luffy's side than anything else. But Kid wants to beat Luffy's ass, and there's a higher degree of competitive nature between Kid and Luffy than Luffy and Law. And I would love to see more of that in play. So I'm kind of wondering, with Kid arriving first, is he gonna get his ass wrecked because he picked a fight on Elbaf and then they'll run into Kid and all that? I'm wondering how that's gonna go down. And then there's Bonnie and Vegapunk. Like I said before, I think Vegapunk has a solution, but it's imperfect, so he's not willing to put it out there. And Bonnie just continuing to get madder and madder. The fight between Kaku and Zoro, I know it's going to be very much like Luffy and Lucci. Kaku's definitely outclassed, but at the same time, I think he'll hold off Zoro enough that maybe Lucci or Stussy can get past Brook and they can continue on with their mission. But there's still the question of who brought down the defenses of the Labophage, of the Frontier Dome. Who could have done that? It had to be someone on the inside. I really do wonder, because Stussy, she's so mysterious. I've been waiting for us to find out something about Stussy. But I also have a hard time believing that any of the satellite bodies would betray the Stella Vegapunk, because they seem to just be all on board. I mean, why betray yourself, ultimately? And I don't know. Would all of the Vegapunks actually go on to the Sunny? Is that even possible? I mean, Atlas alone, I don't know if she'd fit. Unless we cut back to Atlas and she's now in a smaller body. But that's a dramatic increase in Straw Hat manpower. And what is their plan? Are they ultimately just transporting Vegapunk to maybe Elbaf? I could see that happening. Because I can't see Vegapunk full on becoming a member. I just don't see it. But a transport to Elbaf, I mean, double there's multiple reasons now to go to Elbas, so I could see that happening. That would be a good plot point. I don't think Centaur is dead. I very much doubt that. But who was the mysterious person, the member of the government who Vegapunk contacted? I really do feel like it was Smoker. Smoker would make the most sense to me. Or maybe it's Fujitora. Could be Fujitora. We know that there is a close relationship between Vegapunk and Fujitora. So maybe that's it. I wonder. Because there's several Marines who seem to have a really friendly relationship with Vegapunk. And then there's Kuma. Where is his destination? We've all assumed that he's trying to get to Bonnie. But is it possible that it's more than that? I wonder. I don't know. Kuma's journey is weird. Well, let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments section below about any of the points that I brought up. Also remember to like, subscribe, bell, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Till then, bye-bye.